In our pet advice, Dr. Amy Guernsey is here from University Veterinary Care Center with tips for traveling with pets. Good morning.
Morning.
Traveling can be stressful enough. Add some pets to the mix. What should we know, especially for traveling by car?
Traveling by car, I like to touch on safety first of all. I see lots of people that love to have their dog or even their cat in their lap. It's not really the safest. If you wouldn't want your toddler wandering around the cabin of your car, you probably don't want your dog or cat doing that either, for multiple reasons. It's a distraction to the driver, and if you were to be in an accident, you know, they could seriously injure themselves. So I do recommend some sort of restraint device, whether that be either a kennel or a crate, making sure they're in a separate area of the car. There's also harnesses that strap into seat belts, or a really nice restraint system as well.
If we have a pet in a carrier, does the carrier need to be strapped in?
That's a good question. Ideally, yes, because if you think about things that fly when you're in an accident, carriers can be one of those things that fly. So a lot of those carriers can actually latch into a seat belt, or if you have bungee cords to keep it stabilized, that's a good thing to do.
You know, you often see people driving and they have the little dog on their lap or next to the steering wheel, and I always wonder, how do they not get distracted by that?
Right, it's a huge distraction.
Well, let's talk about traveling by plane, because a lot of people like to travel by plane, may want to take their pet with them. What should we know?
Plan ahead. A lot of airlines have different requirements, whether that be a health certificate by an accredited veterinarian or specific forms that either the pet owner or veterinarian needs to fill out. You want plenty of time to do that, and a lot of that depends on your destination. So if you're just going state to state, it may be a simple health certificate. If you're going to Hawaii, there may be some more requirements related to the rabies status of your animal. If you're going out of the country, that gets even more complicated. So you want to plan well in advance and let your veterinarian know what your travel plans are as well.
And are you able to keep your pet with you on the plane, on your lap?
It depends. Some animals, if they can be kept in a carrier, some of those can be stowed under your seat. Sometimes if you happen to have a true emotional support animal, sometimes airlines will allow those on with you. A lot of times they're in the cargo area, so you want to make sure that your animal is healthy enough to handle that sort of travel. Another good point, you know, looking into airlines, there are certain breed restrictions. So if you happen to be flying an airline that doesn't allow, you know, a short-nosed dog or certain breeds of dog, you may have to plan accordingly.
Okay, so the key here, plan ahead.
Yes.
Okay, with any travel, plan ahead. Dr. Guernsey, thank you for being here and sharing those tips with us. And for more information about University Veterinary Care Center, visit universityvetcare.com.